Assalamualaikum and hi. Today me and my group will be presenting our case study on NZ manufacturing. Before that, I will introduce my team members, which consists of 6 members: me, Amira, Zafira binti Muhammad Zamri, Chia Ai Vee, Cheng Yu Ki, Lai Hui Wen, Nurliyana binti Rosli and Ummi Qurratuaini. SWOT analysis. SWOT analysis is a method of environment analysis that studies an organization's internal strengths and weaknesses, as well as external opportunities and threats. From our analysis, one of NZM's strengths is that they are located in a strategic place which gives opportunities for NZM to have many potential new customers. Next is that they are marketed locally and international, which gives opportunity for NZM's brand name to be widely known in the market. Other than that, it has an effective supply chain management where they can get goods from many suppliers. This gives them opportunity to buy goods from cheap suppliers with high quality goods, which give them high purchasing power. One of their weaknesses is products are similar to competitors. Since products are similar, there is a threat that new competitors may enter the market due to low barriers of entry. Another big weaknesses in NZM is that they have low security and internet control system. This will give a security threat where hackers or competitors may easily hack the system. NZM also lacks capital to invest in high-tech gear. This will give rise to a threat in NZM's operation where high-tech gear is needed in the future when there is high demand. Last weaknesses we found in NZ manufacturing is that they have low power and control over buyers. Since there are many suppliers of the similar goods to NZM, customers have high bargaining power and may easily change supplier if they aren't satisfied with NZM's services.
The second question is, was there any potential problem in Rosli conduct? The potential problem in Rosli conduct is Rosli takes on many kinds of jobs. Rosli is not supervised. He drinks alcohol during lunch break. He carries a huge amount of cash in hand. He also flirts with younger and attractive NZM employees. In addition to this, Rosli seems to find contractors in thin air. Rosli does not comply with Daniel, the accountant. Rosli approved an invoice and sent it to account payable.
My name is Chia Ai Vee, AAT10103. I'm gonna present about the problem and suggestion in the process of payment in NZM. The first problem is Rosli would approve the invoice and send them to account payable, since there was no signing limit on how much he could approve the payment. Second problem is Rosli would pick up the check and offer to deliver it to the vendor directly. Last but not least, staff in the mailroom follow a rule established by Rosli that all invoice, payment, and return mail were to be given to him before the mail was processed further. As for suggestion, the first one is to use segregation of duty to minimize the risk of error and fraud. For example, the higher the amount in the invoice, need the higher level authority to approve the invoice. The second suggestion is to use electronic payment system, as company can be noticed if there were duplicate invoice. By using electronic payment system, the company can also schedule the payment when it will be made.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Nurliyana Rosli and my matrix number is AAT10103. So today I would like to present about the financial posture for the payment process in NZM. Based on a case study, it can be identified that NZM company does not have a clear financial posture. A clear financial posture should be implemented in the payment process to ensure the control of payment in NZM. Firstly, once the company receives invoice from a supplier, the appropriate department such as the accounting or finance department needs to check and compare the invoice against the purchase order and goods received notes to ensure accuracy at the invoice received and the item listed in the invoice are in good condition. Secondly, once the review is made and evaluability can be ascertained, recording into the accounting system needs to be done. While recording, it is important to make sure that the details entered are correct. Besides, scrutiny should be done to ensure that the credit period contained in the invoice is also recorded so as not to be overlooked period given by the supplier. Thirdly, when payments are to be made to accounts payable, payment vouchers need to be ensured that it is correct and authorized by independent persons such as supervisors, department heads, top management, and others. Usually, payment authorization has to be done by different individuals according to the payment amount. Fourthly, payment vouchers that have been authorized and approved must be processed for payment promptly. Payment methods that can be used by check, ACH, wire transfer, or online transfer. Online transfer are the easiest to do and the easiest to track, where the money has been transferred by referring to the bank statement of the business. Finally, the preparation of supplier adjustment statements and bank statements should be done to detect any errors, inaccuracies, or mismatches that occur between them. This process is very important to identify any unusual transaction caused by fraud or accounting errors. The way to do this is by comparing supplier adjustment statement and bank statement of the business.
Assalamualaikum Prof. I'm Ummi Qurratuaini and my matric number is A21B3476. I will be given a brief explanation about the three main steps of control over payments. The first step is documentary evidence of purpose. The company should obtain documentary evidence of purpose of the payment and the amount of the payment for each transaction. This step is to ensure transparency in the payment process. For example, supplier invoice and purchase order. The second step is payment authorization. Payment authorization refers to an individual or an employee obtaining formal official authority to make the payment, such as manager or supervisor in the department. Only certain or qualified individuals should be allowed to handle payment or perform payment transaction on behalf of the company. This authorization is to ensure the payment is secured. The last step is restricting the authority to make payment to specific people. The company should have strict regulation of the payment process to reduce fraud and enhance efficiency. For example, the payment transaction is reviewed by several levels, such as from the employee in charge preparing the document for payment, then going to the manager or supervisor to be reviewed with the related document and verified by the top manager. And company also have to set a limit on how much the daily payment can be made. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Cheng Yu Ki and my matrix number is A21A2434. Now I'm going to talk about the importance of internal control in NZM. Internal control provides a suitable framework of controls that consists of information and communication processes, as well as monitoring their continuing effectiveness via measures such as internal audit and also external audit. First and foremost, internal control will help NZM facilitate the business effective and efficient operation and also achieve its objective. The company must develop a good operation to ensure that it achieves its mission and also vision. Moreover, internal control of the company provides safeguarding of assets from inappropriate use or from loss and also fraud. As an example, Rosli was appointed as a security officer by NZM. He was responsible for handling all kinds of fraud, theft, and counterfeit methods that manufacturers were adhere to. He is responsible for taking care of the company's account security and protecting customers' information from being used by illegal humanitarians to do illegal things. Furthermore, internal control helps the company to ensure the quality of internal and external reporting by acquiring the maintenance of proper records and processes that generate a flow of timely, relevant, and reliable information from within the organization and from external resources. If an organization's financial records are untrustworthy, it will be unable to publish accurate financial statements. Additionally, internal control also helps to ensure compliance with applicable laws and regulations to minimize fraud. The laws and regulations did not adhere to NZM. This is seen in Rosli's conduct where he created his own rules due to self-interest, and this could lead to a risk of fraud. Lastly, internal control is important to help guide behavior and also highlights consistency in NZM. As can be seen, Rosli is a free man in the company and he does many kind of work without any monitoring him, and this will lead to behavior and consistency issue in NZM. By having internal controls, it could be a guide to the behavior of the employees and also highlight consistency in work done by them.
The question 7 is, explain generally what are the 5 main factors that might prevent controls operating properly. The first factor is collusion. By colluding with others, employees can easily render segregation of duties ineffective. Collusion in the workplace is common. There have been instances in the past where employees have committed fraud by cooperating with others in committing fraud. While companies may introduce internal controls at several steps, they cannot prevent employees from pairing up and committing fraud together. In addition to this, controls cannot operate properly in unforeseen circumstances. The process of internal controls depends on the management of a company forecasting all the risks that may occur and introducing systems to prevent or control them. However, the management cannot foresee all possible problems. The circumstances may come from different sources, either internal or external. However, when these events take place, internal controls cannot prevent them. Furthermore, internal control have an inherent limitation when it comes to overriding control. The control environment of a company detects how its management and employees see internal controls. If the management of a company overrides the internal control system in place, then having this system is futile. Besides that, full implementation of controls requires high cost to carry out. Thus, sometimes the cost may outweigh the benefits, especially for small companies. Therefore, by considering this cost and benefit, some control or proper segregation of duties might not be properly carried out.
3 main personal control to limit fraud are recruitment and selection procedure, training, and segregation of duties. Selection is the process of recruiting the right person for the right job through interviewing and recruitment process. For example, in order to enhance the company's level of security and internal control, NZ Manufacturing wants to hire a security officer for the job. In doing so, they need to carefully select the best person qualified for the position, and certain important aspects to consider are personality, qualification, and experience. Another personal control is through training. Training is the process of enhancing the employee's knowledge, expertise, moral value, and raising awareness. In NZ Manufacturing, training of staff should be implemented to give their employees awareness of potential fraud and to increase their moral and work ethics. Lastly, segregation of duties, which is one of the most important control in a company. Segregation of duties means dividing tasks between different employees. In NZ Manufacturing, we can see Rosli is doing many different tasks. His work should be segregated to different staff to limit the risk of fraud. To conclude, having a personal control will help the company detect dishonest employees and minimize the risk of fraud happening in the company. That is all from us. Thank you.